Hello, my friends. How are y'all doing out there today? Hopefully you are doing well. It is another day in America, which means we have to deal with another day of Donald Trump's absolute nonsense. And this guy just keeps setting the bar lower and lower for presidents of the United States, doesn't he? Today we're going to talk about this, what is it, $400 million airplane that Donald Trump is trying to get from another government. So the country of Qatar, I always thought it was Qatar, and now I've heard a lot of people calling it Qatar. I don't know, I'm just a dumb redneck on the internet, so I'm probably going to stick to what I know best and just probably refer to it as Qatar over and over. Hopefully that doesn't upset anyone. These names change all the time on me, my friends, but that's just the way it goes. So anyways, Donald Trump is, there is an attempt to give him a gift of a $400 million airplane from a government that has funded terrorism around the world. And Donald Trump is fighting tooth and nail to be able to keep his precious airplane. So we need a recap of what exactly is going on here in America to really make, really drive the point home about how Donald Trump is only in the presidency for his own greed, for his own benefit, for the benefit of his family, and for the benefit of billionaires, and not for the benefit of you, the average, everyday, working class American. And my friends, this will be the greatest mystery of my life. Until my dying breath, I will never understand why people like me, people that work in the same career field as I do, people that, have to go and work 40 hours a week plus overtime to barely get by, just to barely make ends meet, live paycheck to paycheck, why they ever thought Donald Trump was the champion of the working class is always going to be a mystery to me, my friends. So let's think about everything that has been going on since Donald Trump has come into office. He has launched a full-scale assault on farmers in America by starting trade wars with China, which has resulted in them going to other countries to get, their soybeans and stuff like that. And so now we've got farmers that are absolutely miserable, going bankrupt because they can't sell their product. Not to mention the time that Elon Musk cut off all the funding to farmers. You had the sob stories on TikTok where a guy went and invested all kinds of money in his farm with the thought that he was going to get reimbursed by the government. And then he went bankrupt because he couldn't get his money. I think that one particular story may have had a happy ending because the guy went viral. And if you want to get Donald Trump's attention, go viral on the internet. Then they'll start paying attention to what's going on. They don't like the bad press, the bad publicity. They don't mind the fucking of American citizens. It's just the bad publicity that really pisses them off. But cutting off funding to farmers, causing countries to get other trade partners. When it comes to the dock workers, they are starting to lose a lot of work now because of Donald Trump's endless and completely pointless fucking trade wars. Truck drivers are starting to lose jobs all over America. People on down the supply chain are starting to feel the squeeze of the absolute trouble that Donald Trump has started. And that's not the end of the fucking problems that's going on with this asshole. He's always fucking up to something, isn't he? During the election, he said, I don't care about you. I only want your vote. And he has done nothing but demonstrate that since he came into office. He promised Donald Trump promised. That's not worth a whole lot now, is it? And you would think you would know that from all the contractors he screwed over his entire life when he would, accuse them of shoddy work, wrap them up in litigation, forcing small businesses to go bankrupt at the mercy of Donald Trump. The champion of the working class, Donald Trump. But he said he didn't care about you. He only wanted your vote. And he has 100% demonstrated that through everything he's done so far in his presidency. Aside from inventing the word equalize, which is fantastic that he invented that new word for us, we didn't know how to explain when things got leveled out and equalized before Donald Trump came up with that word. That is his greatest presidential feat so far, is inventing new words that nobody ever used. Remember when nobody ever said the word groceries until Donald Trump started saying the word groceries? If you're not picking up on the sarcasm, this motherfucker is full of shit, isn't he? He didn't invent the word equalize. What the hell is going on with this motherfucker? I just don't fucking get it. But he has drove the cost of your groceries through the fucking roof. And he has even went to the point of what am I trying to say? He has even went to the point of hitting you with a 30% tax on everything that you want to buy. Everything's fucking tariffed at this point. This is from the guy that told everybody he was going to lower their income taxes. He told them he was going to get no tax on overtime, which ended up being a hoax, the whole fucking thing. I don't know what it ended up happening with that bill, if it got passed or not yet, but it turns out that they're still going to tax your overtime. For anybody that's confused about that, I need to dig into it a little bit more. They're still going to tax your overtime, but at the end of the year you could possibly get a tax credit for the overtime that you worked, which would in theory be a wash, and you would sort of get that money back on your overtime pay. But it comes with strict limitations where most people, or a lot of people, wouldn't qualify for it, and you'll still end up paying taxes on your overtime anyways. They're always looking for some kind of fucking loopholes now, aren't they? But the big thing that's going on here right now is Donald Trump is fighting his ass off so that he can keep his airplane that a foreign government that has sponsored terrorism is offering him, and we know that that is not a fucking good thing. Now, he really wants this airplane, all right? This was the guy that just last week, my friends, was on the news telling everybody they need to ration how many dolls they can have. They need to ration how many pencils they can have. Donald Trump is telling America to tighten up your belts, right? And we've had presidents do that before. A lot of things happen where a president will come out and say, hey, look, things are going to be hard for Americans. You need to tighten up your belt, maybe not spend as much, pay more attention to your finances, because things are going to get rough. And that happens normally around wars. When there's wartime, we can face economic problems, right? When there's a financial crisis of some sort, say a bunch of mortgage lenders put out subprime mortgage loans, and then people were paying, I don't know, a rough estimate, $500 a month for their house payment, and then their adjustable rate mortgage changed on them overnight, and now their $500 payment is $1,500, and then a bunch of people go bankrupt. Well, that's a financial crisis that we went, okay, everybody's got to tighten up their fucking belts at this point. We got to all take it easy. Never, I don't think, in the history of the United States have we had a dipshit president start a bunch of trade wars with other countries with no concept of a plan, no understanding of how global economics work, not understanding what it is that America even imports from these other countries, no fucking plan whatsoever for actually bringing manufacturing back to America like he promises so much. Nothing. Just absolutely nothing. A completely self-made economic crisis coming from Donald Trump. This is the first time in history, the history of America, that a president has completely crashed the fucking economy and then told you that you need to tighten it up, that you need to watch your finances more closely, all while trying to justify a $400 billion airplane from another country. This is what the working class of America needs to start figuring the fuck out. He is not here for you. He is not doing a damn bit of good for you. He is 100% in this shit for himself. Now, there is parts of this that I need to look into some more, but I did hear some reports this morning on his little Middle East trip right now, where he's over there kissing the ass of a bunch of Middle East governments right now. You guys have seen it, right? He's on there talking about how he likes them too much and all that stuff. Look, I'm not well versed in world politics, what's going, global policies, shit like that. I'm not real well versed in it. You know, sometimes I get yelled at in the comments because I don't cover Gaza. I don't know, watch Kyle Kalinske. He knows a lot about fucking Gaza. Listen to him. If you want like a Gaza source, that's your guy. Not me. I'm not the fucking guy for it. So there you go. I've offered you an alternative instead of yelling at me in the comment section that I'm not making the video that you wanted me to do. There we go. We got that all fixed up. But I have heard from a couple sources today that there are a lot of deals going down having to do with the Trump empire over in the Middle East. I still need to look into it, so as of right now on this video, it's all hearsay. I still need to dig into it, but I've heard, my friends, that there are deals going down right now for Trump hotels, Trump towers, Trump golf courses all over the Middle East, all so Donald Trump can use the presidency of the United States of America to enrich Donald Trump and the Trump family. And I have a question, MAGA, because I know you guys watch. And I need you to do me a favor, okay? Don't comment with how ugly my beard is. Don't comment with how much you don't like my teeth and how much you think I'm an incel that lives in my basement for some reason. I don't know why these things continue to be passed off as arguments to me. How do these things better the life of the American people? And I mean that. I'm not being a smartass right now. I'd like an answer to that. The trade wars that Donald Trump has started with multiple countries that are, as of right now, at very least a 30% tax on everything you buy. How does that help the American people? The absolute destruction of the supply chain that even if you like it or not, even if you're, well, I still got a job. The American people that are losing their jobs right now because of the supply chain being broken. How does that help America? Donald Trump fighting for his right to take a bribe from another country, to take a plane, and look, I'm not even done bitching about that. Listen, there's more to it. So Donald Trump wants to take this plane and turn it into Air Force One. Couple problems with that. He's already commissioned Boeing during his first term to make 2 replacements for Air Force One. Apparently there's 2 Air Force Ones. I don't fucking know. Boeing still hasn't produced those planes yet. Apparently they're way over on budget. They're having a lot of problems. And Boeing has not even produced those planes. But we have to assume we've spent a lot of money paying Boeing for these 2 Air Force One replacements. But Donald Trump wants another Air Force One, right? And then to make it into an actual Air Force One, the whole plane needs to be first scanned for any kind of spying technology, because why would a government that possibly wants to see the downfall of America give Donald Trump a plane? There's probably some spy equipment in there, my friends. They got to do that. So they got to go through this whole plane and make sure there's no way that they can be using this to pick up on information. And I don't know what the problem is. Like, why is Qatar jumping through these hoops to get information? You can just join Pete's fucking signal group. He'll tell you all about it. And I know that's a joke that's kind of going around the internet. A lot of people are saying that. I can't take credit for that one, okay? But it's a very good observation. You don't got to do spy shit. You just got to give Pete Hegseth a shot of whiskey. He'll tell you everything you want to know. We don't need to jump through fucking hoops anymore. But there's other things that's got to be like retrofitted into this plane to turn it into an actual Air Force One, a usable Air Force One, right? And there's estimates on that from hundreds of millions of dollars all the way up to $2 billion to turn this plane into an Air Force One. This plane that Donald Trump wants to keep, by the way, they're going to just donate it to Donald Trump's presidential library, which Donald Trump's been trying to close libraries and burn books for a while now. So why he gets a presidential library, I don't have the slightest fucking clue. He hates libraries. But then it will basically be donated to the presidential library of Donald Trump, which will still make it personal use for Donald Trump. Right? And we got to foot the bill for his free plane. It's his free plane. It's the same as how his golf trips are free, his trips to Super Bowls are free, his trips to the Indy 500 or whatever that was. Those are all free to Donald Trump because we pay the fucking bill for that. So seriously, I know I sound like a sarcastic asshole a lot of the times because I fucking am, and I deserve that title or what have you, because sometimes I fucking am a sarcastic asshole. I cannot think of a single fucking thing that Donald Trump is doing to the benefit of the working class Americans. The same ones that come here. The same ones that try to run me into the ground because I'm calling out the bullshit. And don't worry, I can take it, but the reason I point all that out is because I'm watching you guys go to bat for a billionaire that keeps fucking you over and over. And that's a goddamn problem. We're never going to get our lives back. We're never going to get fucking any kind of fucking semblance of a normal fucking life as long as we continue to bootlick these fucking billionaires. And that's the shit that pisses me off. But Donald Trump, to close this out, I think he should accept the plane. You know why? Because there's actual impeachment stuff going on with Donald Trump right now. Yes, I don't know too much of it. I was watching a little bit of Jessica Denson yesterday and this morning. I guess they have forced a vote on impeachment, which is a whole separate video, so I won't go too much into it. But there are a lot of Republicans that are saying he should not take this fucking plane. This is very openly a violation of the Emoluments Clause. It is bribery. And bribery specifically listed under the impeachment clause or what have you. I'm not a constitutional scholar, my friends. I think he should take the plane because this just may be enough. This just may be enough to get some Republicans to fucking stop licking the boots of Donald Trump and say, we've got a real fucking problem here and we're going to deal with it. I only say that because I fucking haven't learned my lesson yet, my friends, because these Republicans talk a big game until it's time to actually do their fucking jobs. It will be the responsibility of us and the media out there, in the event that he does take the plane and the Republicans go, okay, well, we're not going to do anything about it, to hammer those motherfuckers every chance we get and to remind their constituents when midterms come. But the point is, as of right now, there are a lot of Republicans and even Republican social media influencers that are saying he cannot take that fucking plane. He 100% cannot. So for that reason alone, I think he should accept the fucking thing and see how close to the sun he can fly, my friends. I think it matters. Donald Trump, I encourage you. I think you should take that plane. Anyways, my friends, I got to get back to work. I love you. Bye now.